Okay, Robbie Joe, I'm looking at your post so that I can, because it caught my attention. Okay, it doesn't matter the handles that you use. The Gritomatic handles are my uni handles, my and Doug uni handles, or Wicked Edge handles, because just to show you, I have Wicked Edge handles with diamond resin bonded matrix stones. So as long as the paddles are parallel and flat, then it's all on you for technique and consistency. In other words, when you choose to go from different grits and different stone mediums, you need to be setting your angle with a cube. And if you're using more mediums, every time you use a medium is a chance to introduce a challenge, a problem, a point for contention, point for failure, a point for you to see something that's not right, a point for your edge to deteriorate, a point of diminishing return, or a point of added failure by doing more steps. Therefore, I learned that it requires of me a amount of due diligence, attention to detail of a high effort. Because you're doing so much and looking at that edge, did it deteriorate? It means that every step along the way you have to be very careful that you didn't do something that it's coming out to bite you. Okay, that all said, another conversation another day. If you think those stones may have contributed to it, and they may have, because budget stones, when you buy brand name stones and better quality stuff, you're paying to expect that across the spectrum of the grits that the quality, the consistency is there, so you don't have to face what are you facing now? Did this cause it or did that cause it? So when you start and you work with quality, then it translates with the attention to detail and the effort and all those things you have to do because you're doing so many steps to get to the point that you're at that you have so many opportunities to screw it up. So it takes a level of attention to detail. And if you're using a stone that's bad, then you wonder, was it the stone? So that's why if you're going to go to all that effort, you may as well use quality stuff because you're putting a lot of time in and expecting something in return. And it messes with me and messes with us that we think we're doing something right and we're not seeing what we expect. And it can be caused by the cheap stones, which is why you're wondering. So everything goes together, the quality and the effort and all that. The amount of stones, I have taken it to the nth degree. I cannot correlate yet a point of failure because you're trying too hard. But I can say that there may be an edge brought by a lower grit that is better suited for what you're doing than carrying it more refined. It may just not be the right edge for that job, which is why a lot of people stop at a certain level, like someone else said, 1200 degrees, because it's sufficient to give them excellent results. It doesn't mean that when you work harder like you're not, that you won't get results more to your liking. It's just there's more steps for you to do something that won't improve it. At the same time, the amount of attention to detail as you get more refined, it gets more important because of that point of diminishing return. The dullness and that stuff, that is also a quality of the edge. Some stones, some abrasives are very mirror polishing and some are more satin polishing. Again, when you buy stones that are of not questionable, but not necessarily of some sort of history of the quality, you don't necessarily know what you're buying, and they could be mixed and matched too. That brings a challenge to us also, because we're not working with what we can count on expecting the results that we're getting. So it all ties together. Stropping always helps. I'm reading your, make sure that I didn't miss anything. I hope that I helped everybody else also. The Diamond Resin Matrix. I have the ones from Jendi, his house brand. Whether that's what you consider a budget as compared to buying Edge Pro brand or Hapstone brand that you think because it's Jendi, it's a budget. He has quality stuff, and he exercises these considerations I feel you need, and I did use them, and I didn't find any fall off with them when I used them, which goes back to what I said before. The more you do, you have to be more and more critical. If you're going to be using those generic stones, you need to be working with a cube. They are not as comfortable to put a cube on as my uni handles. So there's a lot involved when you start working at those fine grits and looking at this stuff with the scrutinizing eye. You better be ready to step up to the plate to do your side to see what you're expecting to see. You know, it's you that's failing, not the products, unless it's crap. Then it could be introducing a point of failure. Thanks for listening.